tryhards. It's Tom with Tricard Games, bringing you a deck profile for my deck that I was using for the Louisville Regional Qualifier. And what I brought was Kash, one of the, still kind of one of the better decks of the meta right now. So I didn't do too hot this go around. This is the second ever regional I've ever been to. Thought I'd do a little bit better. First regional I went to was in Lexington. It's about a couple months back, and I did 4, 3, and 2, I believe. I had 4 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws with Labyrinth. This one I didn't do as good. I went 2 and 8. There was only 8 rounds of Swiss. About 206 people. There's a few things that I do want to go over near the end of what I could have done better and some of the things that I actually could have improved on in terms of me playing the deck and still just trying to familiarize myself with a lot of the combos and a lot of the things that were needed. But without further ado, we'll get into that right now. Okay, so we're going to start with the main board. So one of the main things, with Kash, it's a lot of stock and standard stuff whenever it comes to main board. So main board, we run 3 Fenrir, really good Searcher, really good on-field effect whenever he attacks or whenever a creature your opponent controls activates something. You can banish a card face down, procs Shangri-Era, procs Arise Heart, and it just really runs off the rest of the cards. I'm still surprised this card didn't get hit on the ban list. It's still at 3, probably the best out of all of your combo starters besides Unicorn. So I think this is a really good card in the deck. Of course, really stock and standard again. We have your 2 Unicorn, 1 card combo. Just lets you search out Theosis, let you search out Birth. If you don't have Fenrir in hand, search Theosis. If you have Fenrir in hand, you just use Birth, and then so on and so forth, and just keep popping off with this. 1 Arise Heart. This is one of the main things that I would change in this deck. I only ran 1 for this tournament. I kind of wish that I would have went to 2 because there were some grind games that I really needed this card. Especially one of my main matchups that was really grindy was with the Evil Twin Sprite Runic, and it was insane. And I really needed that second Rise Heart to go into another, maybe go into a Big Eye or something that I needed. But yeah, I'm probably gonna bump this up after because it's just such a good card. 1 Scary Claw Kash, just an overall blanket negate, non-targeting negate whenever he battles. So I think it's a pretty solid card. Might try to mess with the ratios for him as well. Probably go, if I do, he max, maybe go up to 2, but no more than that. But I'm thinking I'll try to adjust with him. 1 Ogre, I found myself going for him a lot more times than not because he's just such a good excavate. Because I don't think people were I don't think people understood how crazy that his effect was, where you can excavate top 5 of your opponent's deck and then just rip out a card in the next 5 draws, unless they shuffle, which most of the time, unless they're running like Sprite Runic and they're not shuffling, then this card is insane. That's the main monsters for the Kash engine, so we'll go ahead and get to the spells. So of course, with the spells, we have the 3 Birth, busted card, lets you normal summon a level 7, generic level 7, lets you banish 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard face down, and it just lets you do a lot of crazy stuff later on, and lets you special summon from your banished pile or from your face down. We have, up next, we have the 4 mandatory copies of Pressure Planet Raceoff, the 1 Terraforming, and the 3 Pressure Planets. Just a good searcher. It's a good bait too, because if you already have it in hand, you can just pop one of those. If you have Fenrir in hand, you just be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna play this. Ash, cool. During this build, there's also a couple cards that I don't have that I will go over here in a minute. But I mean, this is a good Ash target too, because if you have Fenrir or something in hand, or it just lets you continue on with the combo. It's just like, yeah, that's fine, go ahead. Next card we have for the spells is the Theosis, mandatory of 3. Just let you special summon off a bunch. Also, this has to special summon defense, which is okay. You still get the search off Fenrir. Usually it's Unicorn, Search, Theosis, or Birth, and then Theosis, Special Fenrir, and just continue on with that combo line. I'm not running the Raid Raptor package for this deck. I've done a few test hands with it. It can be helpful, but if you draw any of the Raid Raptor combo pieces, it bricks on you real bad. So I decided not to run it. I just decided to go pure Kash. Then the Kash traps that we run the 1 copy of Prep and the 1 copy of Big Bang. Big Bang, if you can whenever you banish it off Rise Heart, it lets you detach and summon off of a Shangri-Era or a Rise Heart. Prep is just good to have for whenever you need to follow up. If by chance something happens to a Rise Heart, that's going to be primary target number 1. So whenever they kaiju it or something like that, and you're able to have your Scare Claw in hand, then you're able to just continue off, banish your Arise Heart, and then be able to have a prep target to resummon him back. So, really helpful to have. And that's I believe that's all the Kashtira spells and traps that we're running. That's the main engine stuff, and now we have the consistency pieces and some of the removal. So, we have the 3 pots. So, the 3 pot of prosperities are extremely important in this deck. Really let you harp on. I really can't harp on it enough. It's probably one of the best consistency pieces in this deck, if not the only one. I don't think I'm gonna come off this at 3. This is just insane unless it gets hit on another ban list. Up next, I only ran 2 Book of Moon, which I regret later on knowing now. I kind of want to bump this up to 3. It's just a really good removal if I'm not running the Raid Raptor package and the Evil Swarm thing, or the Evil Swarm Nightmare. This is a really killer card to have at 3. So I'll probably bump this up to 3. And in this build, I actually don't run Econ. So now we're getting into like the hand traps sort of things. I run the 1 copy of Called By. Probably going to cut it honestly because I have Ghost Bell on sideboard and a 1-of copy. It just doesn't really do it for me. I'll probably just change that to a 3rd Book of Moon, just to add on to the I guess that's just the consistency, the control aspect of the deck. So hand traps, we have the 3 Imperm. Really good. I really like Imperm. I think it's probably one of the better hand traps of the meta right now. With Droll not being as impactful, I believe this is going to be a really important hand trap. So we have the 3 Ash Blossom. Don't crap on me too hard. I just got the commons. So, but we do run it. It's really important. Let you go into Baron if you want. Just kills branded. Kills a lot of the other meta decks right now. But other hand traps that we run is we run the 3D Shifter main board. I'm probably going to change this to sideboard. It comes up often in today's meta, but I don't think it's going to be as important later on. I'll probably end up cutting it to sideboard, keep it at 3. Other than that, that's probably the main thing. And then I mainboarded 3 Curry Karas for this build. If I did main this, I'll probably end up changing it to 2. Well, I did main this for the tournament, but I'm probably either going to cut it down to 2 or I'm going to trade it out with Kaijus and just side 2 of them for the Kashtira matchup. It just didn't come up as often as I wanted it to, but that seems to happen sometimes. I don't think I was quite prepared for that, and the 2 cards that I'm missing here is Triple Tack Talents. I was running 2 Triple Tack Talents for this as well. They were extremely helpful. Really, they actually won me a couple games. It was insane to have. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and cut to the extra deck. So we ran the 1 copy of Baron and the 1 copy of Cyframe Omega. Let you shuffle back your Rise Heart, and Baron is just Baron. Let you have a negate and pop a card, so it's just insane to have. 2 fusions. We have the Garura and we have the Fossil Warrior Skull Knight. just really helpful to have. Garura to draw a card. Fossil Warrior is just a graveyard pop. Good to have overall. And then for the links, we run the 1 Infinitrack Goliath, run the 1 Dawn Dagger, and this is kind of like my flex spot, so I run the 1 BLS Soldier of Chaos. It's really good to have. Let you banish a card, gains 1500 attack. It's just an overall toolboxy style thing. I'm probably going to change that overall in the long run, but as of right now, we're going to do some playing around with it until later. So getting into the bread and butter of the deck, which is your XYZs, we run the 2 Shang, the giant ball in the sky, and I didn't really go into it as often as I wanted to. I didn't really need to. With the Ablosis Band, it really did make a big difference, but I just never seen the reason to go into it as often. I mean, it lets you extend a little bit harder, but you're playing hard into nib at that point. And then of course, to round out the Kash XYZs, we have our 1 copy of a Rise Heart. Rise Heart's still a crazy card. A Macrocosmos on legs, just an overall solid card, and a banish face down to detach 3 and just a 1 per chain attach. So really good. Then we have our utility belt style stuff, which is 1 Draco Sack, 1 Big Eye, 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal. Probably will end up cutting this. I use this for time, which happened quite a bit. I lost in time 2 of my games, and that was the thing that killed me. I didn't get to do what I wanted to. I had him on the field, and then he's immediately a target. And then of course we can't run this without your boy Dark Arm Dragon of Annihilation. So those are the main level 7s that we have. Big Eye, probably going to bump up to 2. Might take out Red Eyes Flare Metal. Love this card. Draco Sack's good to get rid of the skill drain or ASF. So just really solid. And then of course the 1 Big Daddy Zeus for the non-targeting send everything for the extra. So might bump him up to 2 as well. It just varies. And then we'll get into the side deck that I had. I had the 3 evenly matched. Good board breaker. I think it's a really good thing to have in this kind of meta. 3 anti-spell. Good going. It's a good going for, first if you're in your second or third game. Just kind of lets you pop off, and then during your opponent's turn locks down their board. I have Econ in the sideboard. I probably would have changed that and not run it. I've thought about just not running it and just running the 3 books and being okay with it. Then your other board breakers that you have is the 2 Lightning Storm and the 1 Duster. Duster just hits spell and traps. Lightning Storm does both. You have the choice of running both. And yeah, I mean, it's just a really good board breaker to have as well. I know when I was going second, I sided that in every single time. It's just really important to have. And then of course for the Labyrinth matchups and for a lot of your Math Mech matchups, I had to run the 3 Ghost Bell. Just super important to have. And whenever I would want to switch out one of the Kurikaras, I would switch out a Nibiru. So a lot of these ratios are going to change. I know after looking at some builds and looking at some other things, the 1 card I'm probably going to either cut the sideboard or cut completely is Econ, and definitely going to try to work on the ratios with these. The Kurikaras is an awesome card, but as of right now, it's just not doing the work main board right now. So, and Kashtira isn't running as rampant as it was. So this card will definitely be the ratio for it will probably change around quite a bit. So, but yeah, that was the deck profile for the deck that I brought to regional. So one of the main things that I definitely want to change is I want to start testing around after seeing Elijah Green's build. He mainboarded these fellers, the 3 Lava Golem. So I don't know how I feel about the 3 lava golem. I might switch to just a kaiju instead. Maybe go to a just a gamma seal or just run something else. But this card may see a little bit of play for me. So we'll see how that turns out. Guys, that'll do it for this video. I want to go ahead and give a brief shout out to the Duelist Cypher, Kai, and Tyler, and all of them out there. Got to meet Kyle. I was out there in Louisville. Awesome guy. A lot of them guys at Duelist Cypher are awesome people. And then I got to meet Team Extra, Robert from Team Extra. He's just an awesome guy. Hopefully sometime in the near future we can do a little bit more, and hopefully I get to play against you sometime in the near future at a regional. Any of you guys, that'd be awesome. But guys, I'm so thankful for getting to 50 subs. You guys have done that awesome. Within the first month and a half, we're already at 50. I don't know how to express to you how much it means to me. And once again, thanks for all the people who came out to meet me and talk a little bit while we were out there and at the regional. You guys were some of the coolest people that I've met, and I can't thank you guys enough for being a part of this. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. My name is Tricard Tom with Tricard Gaming. We'll see you next time.